There's going to come a time in your life when you will need to know how to tell a story, whether that's to get yourself out of trouble, get yourself to the next level of some professional need, to console a family member, to teach your children about where they come from. Story is an essential part of human life.
I came into Yale as an actor and a singer for musical theater. The reason why I took a Professor Jacobs-Jenkins class, playwriting dramatic adaptations, wasn't necessarily because his work is one of the most produced on Broadway right now. I just really love the way he pushes boundaries and redefines what a play could be.
Students have a tendency to really not trust themselves creatively. There's a fear that there's a formula out there they have to figure out in order to really justify their identity as creators and makers, where actually you realize a lot of creating is play. It's improvisation, it's getting things right and wrong at the same time. No one's writing a streetcar named Desire, like right out the gate. So we all saw Sunset Boulevard. What are our hot takes? Charlie.
I felt very much like it was aware of itself as like a vehicle and a gimmick.
Part of why I decided to start teaching this class is I was getting restless with what I think the traditional playwriting generic class is, which is this sort of like vacuum of all this pressure for kids to come in and have like wild impulses and genius ideas, and they don't know what they're doing, and it's just like too much. We use the ancient Greeks, the Greek tragedy specifically. They see the difference between Euripides and Aeschylus and Sophocles, and they start to begin to formulate their own sense of like, oh, actually, these guys aren't all just like a block of knowledge. They were individuals making individual choices, and they're being asked to read these plays and go, what interests me in these? What made me lean forward? What made me laugh? What made me cry? They have to have that thought in order to figure out how to accomplish the exercise of adaptation. The power of these Greeks is that they're actually very big. They feel small, but when you really like sit with them or you reread them, they kind of unfold in new ways and you see shapes maybe you didn't notice before.
The question of the class was, what can we pick up from these works and what can we reuse and what can we deviate from in order to tell new stories? I wrote adaptations of Antigone, of Medea, stories that are timeless, but also have themes and resonances with what's going on today.
The thing about a play is that this is why I love plays, it moves through different iterations of itself in order to achieve its perfect expression, which of course is performance. But along the way, it has to be very convincing as a piece of text. It has to inspire those actors, it has to inspire a director, it has to inspire someone who wants to put it on.
While there are things that you would at some point need to learn, structure, beginning, middle, and end, what works in terms of dialogue, what doesn't, the real way you learn how to write plays is to write plays. The bulk of the class was students writing a 30-page manuscript, reading the play, and talking about the play. It's as simple as that. I wrote an adaptation of Medea, and instead of focusing on the mother who notoriously kills her children to get back at her husband, I decided to focus on the children, thinking about what would happen if the children had lived and grew up.
So Medea is supposed to be our real mom?
Our dad never talks about how he and mom first met, not to mention our birth stories.
You don't like him.
Every time he looks at me or talks to me, it's like all he sees is a monster. Why are we stuck here and can't leave this house?
Having my work read in that class was incredible, even though it was somewhat scary because you're writing from the heart and then just displaying it for the class. It takes an incredible amount of courage, but also it gives you an opportunity as a playwright to listen to your work and take a step back.
Please wake up, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, thank the gods, you're okay. I thought I lost you.
There are times when I write something and I hear it read out loud and I think that's not what I thought it was going to sound like. And you may see the ending or you may see the beginning, but the middle isn't quite where you want it to be.
You have to make room in that classroom for young writers to hear how easy or difficult it is for their language to translate into space.
I would say that adaptation is not about you replacing or one-upping the original source, but actually what's interesting is what interests you about the original.
The wonderful thing about a workshop is you're failing in community. So you're watching your classmates who you love bring in things that sort of work, sort of don't work. And that makes you go, okay, I can do that too. You begin to realize that part of being an artist is about releasing perfectionism, as hard as that is. It's about moving through that and going, okay, I have to just try things. I have to try new things. It's interesting. You're making a choice. The question is well, what is your relationship to the original?
Professor Jacobs-Jenkins teaches us that the best adaptations are not defined by how well you know the material, although you should know the play pretty well. It's really more about what your connection is to the material. What are the things that are surrounding you today And how does that make you read this timeless play differently now? Yale is a particularly nurturing environment for writers because you get a lot of that passion and that courage from Yale students to make things and share things and engage with the community.
I'm sorry, I couldn't stop it. But you could have.
There's a lot of things that make Yale very special. For playwriting specifically, there is just an insanely vibrant culture on campus of student theater, more so than any other university I've ever taught at or attended. So students are constantly in the weeds, making theater, seeing theater. They know someone who's doing a play while they're doing a play. There's so much data swimming around about the experience of making theater. And also Yale Rep is here, one of the only research theaters in the country.
You have people who truly care about the work, care about art, and care about new stories that are being told.
I mean, I love it here. It's the best. My name is Branden Jacobs-Jenkins. I'm a professor in the practice of theater and performance studies.
My name is Maxwell Brown, and I was a student in playwriting dramatic adaptations.